Welcome back to Final Fantasy IX. We have our bratty little half pint, and we don't have the fairy flute. Aww.
What did I fucking tell you? There's that gnat.
For context, John was trying to get a bug away from his computer monitor just before the part.
My microphone, most importantly, because I think my microphone is sensitive enough to actually pick up the buzzing.
Ah, man. And, you know, it got away, so we started the part, and now it's back. Son of a bitch.
Just move some blocks around as Ted suggested.
Yeah.
Anyway, Medane's Sorry is our next,
destination. Anyway,
Wait
Wait
first,
a minute. Oh god.
Oh, this is a hell of a
Very bad.
coincidence.
Oh god.
You got the friendly animal without even trying.
The friendly Yeti.
What the? That's supposed to be friendly? That's the goddamn moon from Majora's Mask.
He just wants some more.
It's a Yeti, and it's a ghost.
This Yeti flies. I don't get.
This
Again,
has
these monster designs are so weird.
This has to be one of Final Fantasy IX's weirder monsters, and that's saying something. I mean, if you saw this thing coming at you demanding ore, what would you do?
Give it the ore and hope it doesn't follow you.
yeah.
Okay, just back off, man. Back
Just
off.
stop smiling at me. I'm not smiling. And remember, before you run into any friendly creatures, make sure you got abilities that need to be leveled up before you do that, because it's really rare that you get AP boost that big.
Yeah, it is kind of lucky this happened right after getting Aiko, because she needs the AP boost on everything.
It would have been better if she had the fairy flute.
Yeah.
Fucking green giant.
Actually, she learned everything. Wow. Okay, now you can just swap out all of her equipment. Oh, Reflect Null. That is an interesting ability. It basically lets you cast spells through an enemy's reflect spell. So you know what?
It's useful in the second to final boss.
Yeah, it's useful, especially because the only other way to cast cast spells through someone else's reflect is to cast reflect spells on yourself and then cast a spell at yourself.
The good old tennis spells.
Yep.
I remember doing that in... I can't remember what game it was.
It was most likely Final Fantasy IV in the final area of the game. The Death Mask.
Maybe? It's been...
They always start the battle by casting Reflect on themselves and you. So you would have to bounce spells off repeatedly. Which, you know,
I do think you did more damage that way because you're combining all 5.
If you multicast on a single target, then yeah. But I have to ask the age-old question. Why is it that when you bounce a spell off once it Reflect, and an enemy has Reflect, it just doesn't continuously bounce off?
I like how
So you laugh, but you don't give me an answer.
I like how this one Moogle just says Koopa and nothing else, like a Pokemon. I suppose it's supposed to emphasize how young that Moogle is compared to other Moogles, but at the same time, this Moogle also has a bushier chest hair thing going on.
It's supposed to be more adorable.
2 things stick out from this Moogle. One, it has a yellow pom-pom, and it has some sort of fur collar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for some reason, it can actively sit in Aiko's pocket. Like it can shrink itself down with Moogle magic or something. What? Aiko! I know you've never seen a man before in your life, but no, keep your pants on. Jeez. Dagger?
Isn't Aiko supposed to be like 5?
She's like 6, yeah.
It's like 6, yeah. Yeah, it's that standard like schoolgirl crush.
Now that's the most mature thing Zidane has said all game. It's like you think he's about to, you know, do that anime thing where he brags like, yeah, we're totally boyfriend and girlfriend, but no, he goes into a talk about being team.
It's like me and the Moogles? It's something like that. Vivi doesn't go in my pocket.
Wait, well then where does he go when he vanishes?
Yeah, maybe I should start checking my pockets.
Now the reason
these feelings. I'm so emotionally conflicted. Thank you, AT.
Now the reason Dagger is being really weirdly tight-lipped right now is actually not because she's jealous, but because she remembers being here before. And this is where we find out where Garnet comes from. I've actually slipped into calling her Dagger. Oh God, that's never happened while I'm playing the game. Why is it happening now?
Well, I interchange between that and Sarah, so you're not the only one. It's really like you don't have many protagonists, or hell, antagonists for that matter, in Final Fantasy that have like 3 fucking names. Like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
No, not really. Not that I can think of.
Well, most of the time, most characters only have one name because that's all you really need, or maybe an alias.
So we have Vivi's feelings, we have Dagger's feelings. Time for
What about my feelings?
Zidane's feelings. I'm horny.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zidane.
I wonder where I can masturbate in this area.
Yep, there she is.
There is a area, the Eidolon Wall, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I do it because I think I forget the exact way to trigger the Sarah thing.
I don't remember either, but if you're not doing it, then let me at least look that up and tell people about it.
Yeah, you can't do it until like this.
You can't do it until this 4.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kina.
You're so stupid.
What can I go possibly feed us?
Oh, this is little ATA was thinking about making food for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always did like the little close-ups on food.
I like how they have like...
None of it looks particularly delicious, mind you, but...
Now, this whole setup just sort of reminds me of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, because there's a whole bunch of Moogles, and they've managed to set up a fully stocked kitchen here. And they're all living together, like, out in the middle of nowhere. Rock... What? That actually does look vaguely delicious for a PlayStation 1 food model.
It needs to be gutted and the head's still on.
Now the thing here is that there's actually a little bit of a mini game.
That's just your American sensibilities, John. A lot of places keep the head on.
Shut up, Ted. You and your un-American ways.
Where if you assign the wrong Moogle to the wrong job, the food will be not as
Bad.
good.
Yeah.
So how do you figure this stuff out? You look it up on the internet, because there's no way to figure it out in game. You just have to luck out.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a matter of whether or not Quina will help out in the kitchen, because she's a cook, so she knows what she's doing.
Yep.
But the thing is, I think in order for Quina to appear, you have to make the right Moogle choices.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because if Quina's going to be doing all the work, why does that matter?
Well, there's nothing really hinging on you making good food here.
No, you don't get anything for doing it. It's just flavor text.
Yeah, it's just a change of scene. All at the same time, after journeying across a frontier continent for so long, you kind of want, like, you have an attachment enough to the party members to kind of want them to have a nice meal. Actually, now that I think about it, this is the first of the Final Fantasy games that really tried to emphasize the food that people eat along the way. Like
15 will be doing that a lot.
No, 15. Yeah, 15 has that whole camping mechanic thing going on, where you have
complete with close-ups on every single dish they make.
Yeah, you get
looks so damn good.
Yeah.
whenever you camp out in Final Fantasy 15, your party members automatically make a different food dish, and that provides you a different bonus the next day. And it's a nice mechanic. It gives you a feeling of being adventurous camping out, even though you don't really look like it. You just kind of look like in sync. But we'll get to that when we get to it.
So to elaborate on the Eidolon Wall, it's this little area where I think you have to look at it at some point, like mandatory. for something unrelated, but if you head back to it in Disc 4, without Garnet or Amaranth, strangely, in your party, you'll get some hidden text that elaborates on Garnet's actual name, since this is where she's from.
Okay, I knew Garnet didn't have to be in the party, but I didn't know about Amaranth.
I don't
Who's in my party,
understand
so I think that's
Amaranth.
probably why I didn't get it.
Oh, you know what? Because I think if Amaranth's in your party, then Lonnie won't appear.
Because they're not exactly on the friendliest of terms, I guess.
No, she might be embarrassed. I think that's what it is. Even though I think Amaranth probably doesn't give a shit.
He looks like the type who doesn't give a shit about most things, to be perfectly
No,
honest.
everything. In fact, I don't even know why he's following us.
He just kind of is.
Yeah, okay, yeah. We have to go to the Idolin Wall
Alright.
one time.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
his fire red goatee demands that he follows us. His fire red goatee and his anti-grav dreadlocks.
It's pretty sure if you were to remove the fiery red hair and see his eyes, there'd just be more hair.
Ugh, seriously, Amaranth has the weirdest design in this game, even counting Kina. Because I can understand what's going on with Kina's design. I can see something in it. What the hell is going on with Amaranth's face and hair?
Oh, it's like a Neanderthal hipster. Oh, here it is.
What do you mean the Eidolons still exist? You summoned one.
Well, that's what they are.
No, he says the Eidolons all exist, as in all, every one that's painted on these walls. It's a little hard to see with PlayStation 1 graphics resolution, really, but there are all these. I'm pretty sure that red dragon that's right in front of Zidane is Bahamut.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm not sure what the guy behind the other pillar next to it is.
It might be Ramu.
I see something up in the corner that might be Odin, and
It's either Odin or Ifrit.
well, up in the other corner I see something that might be Ifrit, but like up in the top left I see like what might be a horse leg and a spear.
Then that probably would be Odin.
Oh wait, I remember the thing about Odin now that I remember it. Odin only does damage if you have a certain skill equipped. Otherwise, it's always instant death in this game. Yeah, you need the
it's the item you find in
passive
Ispin.
ability. Yeah,
I think that's the item you find in Ispin's castle.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to equip that, and then Odin does damage, and then he becomes the most MP efficient destruction spell that Garnet has.
I think he has a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you ask Quina for advice, and I think the meal is a guaranteed success.
Yeah. Which doesn't change anything, as we said, but it's nice to have.
Flavor text.
This is like the one thing I was just about to ask. Why would you ever ask for Kina's advice? But this is cooking, so it's like the one thing where he's qualified to talk. So, you know.
Yeah.
Rock-fisted potatoes?
Why do potatoes have fists? They're.
Why are the potatoes made of rocks? I think is the better question.
Fantasy world.
Like, I'll buy a potato that's shaped like a hand.
Hey,
But it better be
what's
made
the
of
name?
potato.
What's the name
Oh.
of? No, rock-fisted potatoes. They're just obviously it's Darunia's dinner.
Oh, you know the other thing that I think influences Kina showing up there? I think you have to talk to Kina for Kina to jump in the water and end up in the kitchen.
Yeah, you do.
Oh yeah, didn't Kina run off earlier in the
Yeah,
area?
so you had to go to the Eidolon Wall earlier to trigger the scene of Kina falling into the river.
Yeah, and
What the hell was he doing to that fish?
Wait. I think there is a reward for getting the good food, and it's that treasure chest in the back.
I think you can open that up regardless.
Yeah, but I think there's something different on it if you get the food right.
Oh, the damn treasure chest is aware. Did they eat the fish or the barf stew?
Well, it's not. Well, I might be remembering wrong, but it's not the first time that you just inexplicably get a better item depending on how good you do at a certain mini game. It's like in some cases, in previous games though, it's a little more random. Like Heidegger, I think. No, yeah, it was Heidegger. Gives you an item at the end of your infiltration into the cargo ship, based on how good you did during the like the parade or the posing game mini
During
game,
the posing game, yeah.
Yeah, and you get like I always get the Force Stealer sword, which is what I
Yeah,
really
that's all you
want.
should be getting.
Yeah, but like in the parade, like the announcer sends you an item based on how you did, and if you do horrible, they'll say send that soldier a bomb or something, and you get a bunch of grenades.
Yeah, you get. I never perfected that marching game. I never got the high prize, I think, which is like 5,000 gil. It seems like this though that I welcome in any sort of RPG where it doesn't really drive plot, but it is character development.
You honestly, you need. Okay, here's how I put it. Plot is the events that happen in a story. Character, in order for the plot to have any sort of stakes, though, you have to like the characters, or if not you have to know the characters at the very least. Because why do you care if your main character lives or dies if you don't know anything about them? Right.
Yeah.
So these types of scenes are very important, especially in a long game like this, so that you can relate to the people and get to know them, and they mean more to you than just being your white mage, black mage, monk, so on and so forth.
And this is something that Final Fantasy 13 seriously failed at, is they never gave you this real time to get to know the characters. There were a few scattered flashback scenes where you got a glimpse at who they are under normal circumstances, but for the most part you were just moving forward with the plot the entire time, constant momentum. And they tried to develop the characters through emotional stress the entire way. And when you rely entirely on emotional stress to develop a character, the only impression you tend to give people about the character is whiny or angsty.
You're talking specifically about Final Fantasy 13, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is this where Zidane teaches Vivi how to piddle?
Yeah.
Teaches them how to what now?
He teaches them how to piss over the side of the railing.
Nothing starts until you take action. If you have time to worry, then piss.
The fuck? The ever-loving fuck.
This might be the one time where, you know how when guys try to write girls being girls with each other, they always wind up going super kawaii and being way too cute to be authentic?
Are you saying that girls don't actually have giant, massive pillow fights in private? Damn it.
Yeah, well, this is kind of like the only time I've ever seen that subverted, where, they, they have guys being guys together and they actually go, like...
Oh yeah, because if I know guys, then there's no way that they'd ever have a scene like that, because that would involve seeing someone else's dick and, oh man, dude, I don't want to catch the gay. Oh no. Yeah, totally unrealistic.
Let's go tinkle under the stars.
You can go tinkle under the stars, John. I'm just fine going to the bathroom, if that's okay.
All right, I will.
Okay then.